Yo, what up guys, thanks for clicking on this video, and in this one I'm reviewing Captain America Brave New World. Alright, so this is the fourth Captain America movie. Obviously we've had three pretty good ones, two really good ones, but this is the fourth one now, and it follows Sam Wilson as he's taking on the mantle of Captain America, and after he agrees to work with President Ross, he has to try and neutralize an international incident and discover who's behind it all before it's too late. And that's really the movie. You know, you have obviously Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, Danny Ramirez, Tim Blake, Giancarlo Esposito. Like, this is kind of a stacked cast for the most part. And this movie, I know this had a lot of, kind of controversy behind the scenes, a lot of reshoots and stuff. And what it says is the budget is around 180 million. It's an hour and 58 minutes long. It's rated PG-13, and as of right now, has mixed reviews. You know, it has a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 5.8 on IMDb. So those are just some quick facts about the movie. And honestly, for me, this movie, the reviews are mixed, and I can see why. Like, this movie had some stuff going for it throughout the movie, and then it kind of fell flat, in my opinion. Like, in the beginning of the movie, I was kind of hooked, and then it started to low-key drag at the end, and it didn't really pull through for what it was going for. At least what it was kind of setting up at the beginning. They had a good premise, and then it kind of went a different way. You know, I was looking forward to this movie, Captain America. The Red Hulk, even though he's a Hulk enemy, but I was looking forward to this, and I don't know, after watching it, no, I don't know. Let me just list some pros and some cons, just so I can give you guys a little bit more explanation to why I think the movie was alright. So first I'll go into some of the pros, and the first thing I want to say is, you know, anyone who's worked on this movie, I just want to say thank you. You know, you guys worked hard. You know, you guys worked hard to make a good movie. They worked hard, right? They put in the time, and you just want to appreciate their efforts. Now, one of the things I'll say is the comedy in here. I think Danny Ramirez's character, he had some good quips. He had some good moments of comedy, and even Sam Wilson, and even the characters in here, you know, Sam Wilson, Isaiah Bradley, the Falcon, they all had good chemistry together. And I think there's some characters in here who had good chemistry, and the chemistry and the comedy, I think that was done pretty good in here for the most part. And another thing I'll say is that I liked kind of the color grading it had in here, all the visuals and the style of the movie. I thought it was a little bit different from, you know, normal movies, and I enjoyed it for the most part. I thought it was cool, the neat blue colors and sometimes the red, I thought it was good. Along with that, the story kind of was good. The story and the pace were good. Like the first half or 3/4 of the movie, you know, they were good, and it kept going. Like, the movie got into it, and it kind of kept going. And then the story, that was good too. Like, at the beginning, you're wondering why, you know, Isaiah Bradley's doing this, or what's going on. Like, you know who's behind it, but I'm just saying, you want to know how, right? And what the plan is for him. And I think that was good. And just overall, the action scenes, there were some in here that were pretty good, especially towards the end with, you know, Sam Wilson and the Red Hulk. There were some good action scenes, and so those were all the good things, I'd say. There were some good action scenes as well with Giancarlo's character and Sam Wilson. There was a good fight scene, kind of in the middle, I think. But just overall, that's what I liked about the movie. It was a decent Captain America movie. It kind of played into the political part, kind of like the Winter Soldier or Civil War, or, you know, politics are heavily involved in their world. And so it was kind of played the same thing like that. But those are really all the pros, I'll say. Now let me just list some of the cons. And I think one of the first ones I'll say is Sam should take the serum. Because, come on, dude's he's a regular guy. He's a regular dude. How is he? I get he has wings and stuff, but there's some scenes in here where he's just fighting, and there's no way he can take on 6, elite guards or whatever. Come on. You're a human, bro. You're not Captain America. And so I felt like he had plot armor. There were some scenes where it's dude, you're a human. I get you're a hero, but you're just a human, bro. There's some plot armor there. Along with that girl, Sabra or whatever, that really short 5-foot girl, talk about plot armor. There's this scene where there's some guards, and I'm sorry, there's no way she's taking them out. I don't care how, you know, good at fighting you are. If you're 100 pounds, all I have to do is pin you. All I have to do is grab you. I'm sorry. There's 6 guys there. That's just plot right there. I get what you're trying to do. I get she's a Black Widow or something, but come on. Come on. She didn't have weapons and she took them down. What are we doing? Think. Along with that, this movie had some scenes where there was some good dialogue with, you know, certain characters talking to Sam, and they undercut it with joke. Like, why do you undercut serious moments like that? Let them linger, let them hit so you can feel it, not just undercut it. And I think the main thing is that, like I said, the story and the pace were good, but then they kind of flopped at the end. Like, I don't know if I was just tired from a long day of work, but that ending, man, it started to kind of drag. I was just like, just waiting because you're anticipating, you're honestly anticipating when he turns into Red Hulk because that's like the best thing about the movie. You want to see it. And that scene itself was great, and you know what followed. But the story and the pace at the end kind of dragged. Like the villain, what like his motive was so dumb. Like he's supposed to be the smartest man or one of the smartest people on the planet, and this is the thing he comes up with. And they don't really have a good villain. It's kind of anticlimactic in a way. Like there's not really a lot of heartfelt moments in here, and they try to make some moments. Think about, Rhodey and Civil War, but they don't do enough. And the story kind of falls flat at the end. They don't really know where to go. They just kind of wiggle their way to this one weird kind of ending. And I don't know. I just think the story and pace were going good. And it had something going. You're kind of interested in the super soldiers and the people being controlled in general. And then it kind of goes a weird way, and the way it finishes, I just felt like it went off track of what it was supposed to. And I know there was a lot of reshoots and stuff, and that might be the case, but I don't know. Those are some of the complaints I had about this movie. I know this movie's getting mixed reviews. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it could have been better. You had potential. But I don't know. Overall, I like Sam Wilson's performance. Harrison Ford, he did good as well. I did like him. He was solid for the most part. There's some scenes where I don't know if he really was trying, but there was other scenes where he did good, and just his presence alone I thought was good. But besides that, I mean, the movie's fine. It's solid. It could have been better. That's the one thing I'll say. And for the rank, I think I'll give this a salty popcorn. You don't need to watch this in the theaters, but if you do, I think you'll enjoy it. And yeah, with that being said, guys, comment below what your thoughts are. If you like this movie or not, if you're mixed, I'd be very curious to know. And with that being said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.